Hello, my Panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I am gonna recap the final part of the Before the 90 Days Season 7 Tell-All. I'm not gonna lie, this episode stunk. But I still hope you will sit through this with me and not leave me on this train wreck alone. Please. With that said, buckle it up. I am gonna try to get through this fast as fuck so we can all move on with our lives. We are back on stage with Faith breaking up with Lauren.
I don't want to end this. Because I know you're so good.
Ma'am, where? Lauren is pretty calm throughout this, and he's like, it's totally fine if it's a no. And Joey tells Faith to stiffen up that upper lip because she's gonna find herself a normal guy one day.
People are gonna see that you're a good, genuine person, and you'll be able to find a normal boyfriend.
If that's what she wants.
No, she's gonna want to continue being with a dusty, musty, dick super crusty loser. Sean goes on to thank Esther for her time and all of the wonderful insight that she brought.
You've opened our eyes to a lot.
Did she? Everyone goes off to take a break. Looks like Adnan gave Tiger Lily permission to sit with him this time. Lauren goes off to eat with Vanya, and she asks if he thinks Faith will ever come crawling back. And Lauren says Faith has no reason to come back to him because he's not like the best person in the world, but he is gonna wait for her regardless.
She's a good person. I'm devoted to helping her if she lets me.
Lauren starts to cry, and he says that for the past few months, he knew Faith was hurting, but she always refused to tell him what was wrong. And then Vanya gives him a little side hug.
You don't have gonorrhea anymore. It's okay, I can hug you.
Does no one on this cast know how gonorrhea is transmitted? We head back on stage and we pivot over to Brian and Ingrid. Sean tells us that after the two officially broke up, Brian wasted zero time before starting his search for the next victim. He downloaded a Brazilian dating app the same day, and then he went on to meet up with a new woman named Anna.
I don't know, maybe I'm jumping the gun, blah, 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 but everything I felt here surpasses everything I felt in the last 2 weeks, whatever the hell it's been.
Say that again, but this time, try it without the dead look in your eyes. Everyone is judging Brian for moving on so quickly, but Vanya, for some reason, stands up for him.
You and Ingrid broke up and you went out that night?
My timeline wasn't exactly like his, but I ended up doing the same thing.
Yeah, and how did that work out for you again? Also, you are not a narcissistic asshole looking for someone to take advantage of, so no, you guys did not do the same thing. So Brian spends the next few days with Anna, and yes, they bang, and Sean is like, Ingrid, would you like to respond to this news? And I love Ingrid right now because she's like, LOL, no, I do not give a shit about this sad excuse for a man.
Não me importa. Eu não vou tirar a razão dele de ter sentido. Aconteceu comigo. Então...
So Brian is now dating a Colombian woman named Natty. They've been together for 8 full months, he's met her in person, and it's pretty serious. And you know this is true because he is wearing a god-awful ugly necklace with a giant bubble letter N.
It's N for nothing. Wow.
Check that out.
Sean welcomes Natty onto the screen, and she's like, have you met Ingrid?
I'd like to introduce you to Brian's ex-girlfriend.
One of many.
Niles! Oh my god! Sean goes on to ask Ingrid if she has any words of advice for Natty, and Ingrid is being quite the classy lady on this tell-all, and she tells Natty to only help Brian when he asks her, because every single time she tried to help him without being asked, he got very mad at her. And Natty is being quite a classy lady right back, and she's like, yeah, I totally get it. He's definitely got anger issues.
Maybe it's culture. Many times he scream. For me, it's angry.
That is not a culture thing. That is a being an abusive dick thing. One thing Brian screams at her about is her wardrobe. He tells us that Natty likes to dress very provocatively and then goes on to take pictures with guys while wearing her super slutty outfits. And that is no way any girlfriend of his is going to behave.
She was taking pictures, you saw them on social media, and you got upset.
Yes.
I win the competition, the CrossFit.
Are you fucking for serious right now? That is the provocative outfit? Girlie is wearing a sports bra and bike shorts to a CrossFit competition. You are out here cheating on half of the Brazilian female population, and you are mad that she wore gym clothes to the gym? Sean then asks Natty what she likes so much about Brian, and after a very hard think, she says, you know, he's really nice, but also shockingly mean.
What are you fighting about?
I discovered he lied me.
Brian then gets super defensive and he's like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about because if there's anything I'm good at, it is telling the truth.
If anybody knows me, it's Natty.
She doesn't. She said she doesn't know.
Then they let her explain it to me because I don't know.
So Natty explains that while she was in Chicago visiting, he said he was gonna go out to meet a female client of his, but turns out Mans was cheating on her. And then Brian goes on to call her insecure, overly suspicious, and super jealous.
So you're saying you never lied to her?
It really shouldn't take you that long to answer that one. I mean, if the meeting was as innocuous as you say it is, why do you have to think so hard about whether or not you lied to your girlfriend about who that woman was?
I told Natty that I had a friend. She's a dentist, whatever the hell. I gave her a ride around Chicago.
LIARS said what? All you had to say was, she is a friend, nothing happened.
You have never lied to Natty.
Is there a yes or no?
Now, Brian has to do a super hard think on this one, but you want to know who doesn't have to do a super hard think? You, when it comes to clicking the subscribe button on this channel. I can see you. I know most of you are not subscribed and watching this. So do your girlie a favor and click on that subscribe button. Brian says he never cheated and reiterates that Natty is just a crazy, jealous person.
It's no jealousy. I want a relationship with person respect me. I don't know if Brian respect me.
He doesn't. The conversation pivots to sexy time, and Natty tells us that yes, the two have banged, and while it was different doing it with someone in a wheelchair, Brian was a gentleman the whole way through and was totally fine taking things slow. And Ingrid is over here like, that is so weird because he was the complete opposite with me.
Why is there such different treatment?
Depends on the situation, man. What's with one is different with the other.
Brian says that sometimes people are more willing than others and he adjusts based on the situation. And then Sean, I think for the first time on this tell-all, kind of calls him out.
With Natty, it seems like you're taking your time. With her, it was rush. And that you were...
No.
And again, Brian is out here showing us that he doesn't really understand the meaning of the word no. Sean is like, maybe you should take your daughter's advice and like chill for a minute. And Brian tells her, no, he is gonna continue YOLOing through life full throttle.
I could die tomorrow. So why the don't I live my life every day to the fullest? And what's wrong with that?
Yeah, so most people define living life to the fullest as being more present or stepping outside of your comfort zone. But you seem to think that it means you get to do whatever you want at everyone else's expense.
As long as you're not lying.
No, I don't intend to mislead or hurt anybody. No way. It's not my deal. No.
Ingrid is over here suffocating under all of his audacity. We say goodbye to Natty and pivot back to Joey and Magda. Sean starts things off by saying that none of his friends agreed to come on the show, and she's like, what are you trying to hide from us, buddy?
Is there anything that you were worried that they would bring up?
FBI don't ask questions unless they know the answer.
Shut up! Anyway, Joey says that he is not trying to hide anything. Sean asks Magda if she felt like any of his friends were hiding things from her when she met them in America, and she says no. So Sean decides to roll some footage on a pool party Joey went to before he left for Poland so that Magda could see just how close Joey really is with some of his friends.
Have you ever hooked up with Joey?
Yeah. He's a horny guy.
Magda is like, okay, maybe I'm just stupid, but did that bitch just say you hooked up with her?
Did you have intimacy with Stephanie?
Yeah, I've kissed her before
Okay.
like a while ago.
Okay.
Vanya is like, no. She did not say that you guys kissed, okay? She said you guys hooked up. That means you banged her. So Joey denies that they banged, but then also says that it happened a really long time ago and that the two of them never dated, so he didn't bother bringing it up to her because he really didn't think it was that important.
It's not something that relevant to me.
But also, Joe, they're in your house, bro. They're close to you. Yeah, it's relevant.
Lauren chimes in and says he made a list of every single person that he ever had sex with and gave it to Faith when they first started dating. He probably should have also listed the dates. I feel like that would have been super helpful for Faith, but I digress.
You had sex with Stephanie and Jill.
Correct.
Magda is obviously pissed, and she's like, Joey just needs to be honest with me. I do not know why that is so hard for him.
Dlaczego facet, z którego tak kocham, ciągle mnie całe stany? Przepraszam.
And with that, the tell-all is over. Everyone starts packing up. Brian and Lauren start talking Joey with each other so that they can make themselves feel a little better.
When she asked him, are you sure? You have nothing to say?
You mean he reacted exactly the same way you did?
There's just something like not as mature about his behavior. I don't think he's actually ready for marriage, but he needs to like explain that to his girl.
The amount of hypocrisy that is currently in the room is actually maddening. Lauren goes on to say that Joey is the bad person in all of this because he's actually hurting somebody.
He deflected. He literally lied. He's supposed to be a man. He's being a little bitch.
Dude, this isn't even the pot calling the kettle black anymore. This is the pot looking in the mirror being like, shit, I was the kettle all along. Joey bounces. Adnan says he did not start any drama.
I didn't cause the drama to other people. I'm just saying the truth, and they can't handle it. They can't take it.
Tiger Lily is so deep in denial that you would have to dig for months to get her out.
I don't have Stockholm Syndrome like some people may think.
And Niles is just being Niles. Brian continues to project on Ingrid.
Why did two daddies leave you before the baby was one? That doesn't normally happen.
And Vanya leaves very happy because she feels like she actually got the closure that she was looking for.
Whatever I needed to clear up, I did. You hear them both saying Vanya is a lovely, amazing girl. How many times can you say that your exes would say that?
And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. Holy shit, we did it. We should be so proud. This tell-all had no business being 4 parts. That was a weird choice. Anyway, next week starts 90 Day Fiancé Season 11. I will be covering that.
How could you do this when I've done so much for you?
You're just like a dictator.
If it's too hard, then leave.
I hadn't told Dad anything about you yet.
Is he gonna make you wear a jihad?
I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty boring. I hope they prove me wrong. I don't think they will, but I'm gonna keep hoping. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the ride. If you are not subscribed yet, go ahead, click that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought. I can't wait to see you for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!